1st of May, Rabbi Moore, Parsha Hashavua, Emor.
Second.
Hello, Rabbi. How are you?
Baruch Hashem. See, my volume seems low. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. You hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear
Good.
me?
Yes, very good. Good. Let's go.
Okay, so we're in
Emor.
Emor. We got up to 3, verse 3.
No, we actually got 4 further.
Oh yeah, because I remember asking about virgin.
Yes.
No, his virgin sister.
Right.
Yeah,
Why does the Torah have to use a double expression?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have an answer to that. But we actually were up to Pasuk Dalet.
Okay, Dalet. Lo yitama Baal be'amav lehechalo. He shall not make himself impure, the husband, with his people, to defile him. A husband among his people shall not make himself impure to defile him.
Okay, so this is actually a very, shall we say, cryptic, because the terminology in this pasuk is like very terse and cryptic. Okay, it basically means lo yitama Baal, a husband may not make himself Tomei, for his wife, but Amov. Okay, while the corpse, shall we say, his wife's body is still Ba'amov, among its people. Okay, now when do we say a husband is not allowed to make himself Tomei for his wife? We just said in Pasuk Beis that a Kohen is allowed to make himself Tomei for his deceased wife. So there's Lehei Chaloi. If this woman profanes him, i.e., she is, sorry, yeah, i.e., she's forbidden to him, means because he's a priest, because he's a Kohen, he's not allowed. He was not originally allowed to marry this woman, and therefore, as long as he's married to this woman, she profanes him. He becomes a cholol as long as he's married to her. Okay, so therefore, for such a woman, even though she's his wife, he's not allowed to make himself Tomei. So let's see the Rashi here inside.
Where do you get the idea that it's talking about his wife?
Baal.
Oh, I see. A husband implies that it's his wife. Okay.
Right.
I see. Okay. All right. So Rashi, so the first Dibur Maskil is the whole pasuk. Lo yitama He shall not make himself tamei. Leishto pasula. Oh, and plus Rashi says it. Okay, for his wife who was unfitting to marry him.
Right.
Shehu mechulal ba. That he is defiled through her.
Right. Right. Yeah, it's interesting. He translated as defiled. His translation of defiled.
Yeah, mechulal.
Mechulal really means profaned. Means he's been lowered from his raised status of being a Kohen. He's thereby profaned. He's lowered. He's made ordinary. That's Lashon Chulin. That's Mechulal. Okay? In fact, a Kohen who is disqualified from being a Kohen, from serving as a Kohen, is called a Cholol. Right? Somebody who's been profaned, being
Okay. So
degraded.
he who is made profane.
Through her.
He is made like a non-Kohen.
Right.
Through her.
Through her. But Oida Ima, as long as she's still with him.
But Oda Imo, while she is still with him.
Meaning that, for instance, an example, Cohen marries a divorcee.
Right.
Yes. So as long as he's profaned from being a Cohen as long as he's married to her. If he divorces her, then he returns to his original full Cohen status. Okay. However, I just want to add a point over here. However, if a child is born is from such a union, yes, then the child is a cholal, whatever may be. Even if afterwards the father divorces this woman, but since he was born from such a forbidden union, so this child is a cholal and he does not have a status of a kohen.
Right.
Okay.
The shall mikra. And this is the simple meaning of the verse. Lo yitama Baal. A husband shall not make himself tameh. Bish'ero through his wife.
Right.
Ba'od shehi besoch imav.
Amav.
Amav. As long as she is within his people, among his people.
I.e.,
that is sheyesh la kovrin, that there are those who can bury her.
Right.
Other than
I just know it's a bit difficult, L'chayra. I don't know if the Mefarshim dwell on this. They should say, "Ba'oid shehi besoich ameha." Pasuk should have said, "Lo yitama Baal ba'ameha," not ba'amov.
Right.
Just let me see 1 second. I'm going to check if I have written anything on this. Excuse me. Emor. Yeah. I don't know why it should say Ba'amov. Okay. I don't know. I don't have an answer really to that. Okay. Let's continue.
Okay. That is that there are those that can bury her other than her husband. She'ena mace mitzvah. Therefore, she is not a mace mitzvah. Uve eze she'er amarti.
About which wife are we talking about?
Yeah, and of which wife have I said
that this law applies, that he may not make himself, not make himself Tommy for her. But also
shehi lehe chalo, the one that she defiled him. Lehe chalo is that the same thing? Profaned?
Yeah,
right. Same word. Chalal.
The one Rashi goes on to explain.
The his chalel who mik hu naso, to make him profaned from his kahuna,
from his priesthood,
state of being a kohen.
Right.
So, what is Rashi clarifying here? She's not a mace mitzvah. If she's a mace mitzvah, then he can make
himself Tommy for her.
Right.
But if she's not a mace mitzvah, she has other people to bury her, then he, as a husband, may not make himself Tommy for her, because she as a wife, she was forbidden to him.
What is this last sentence helping? He already said that. He says, which wife am I talking about? I'm walking at the one that defiled him, but he already said it's the one who defiled him.
Yeah, no. So first Rashi basically tells you pshat in the pasuk. That is the meaning of the pasuk. Then after Rashi goes to fits in the explanation of the pasuk into the words of the pasuk. So that's what Rashi is now explaining, how to fit into lehei chaloi.
Okay, I see.
Okay,
I see. He says it, and then he explains how he knows it.
Right, from the wording of the pasuk. Okay, let's go on to pasuk hey.
Pasuk hey. Lo yikrachu. I guess there's a kriya and a kasiv. And this is the, what's the kuf stand for? Kasiv or kriya?
The kri is, kuf means kri.
Kri. Okay, so the kri is yikrachu. Karcha be rosham ufas zikanam lo yigalehu beviv saram. Oh, I'm sorry. I got to get the door. I'll be right back. I'm coming. Sorry, Rabbi. I locked my wife out.
Okay.
Okay, so beef saram lo yisratu sarates. Okay, so they do not make a bald spot on their heads, and do not shave the corners of the beard, and in the flesh, they do not scratch a scratch.
Correct. They mustn't, how should I say it? Mark their skin, right, basically.
Right. They can't tear out their hair, they can't cut their payas, and they can't cut their skin.
Yeah, I tried to make it inflict a laceration on their skins.
Laceration, yeah. Not cut a laceration. Cut a laceration. Okay, so Rashi says they shall not make a bald spot, etc. Al mace, meaning over the dead person.
Meaning on account of the dead person.
Right.
They say in mourning for the dead person.
Right. So does that imply that you are allowed to make a bald spot if you're not mourning?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be, excuse me, using the term punk style or whatever, right?
Oh.
Then there's no issue in making a bald spot.
But you can't cut off your payas.
No, that's something else.
So, but it says etc. The gomer.
Where do you have the gomer?
In the Dibur Maskil. Lo yikrechu karacha. I'm sorry, karcha the gomer.
Oh yeah?
You don't have that?
No.
Oh. That's a big difference.
It is. Give me just 1 second. I'll have a look in another chumash which I have here handy. Yeah. This also, the other one doesn't have a gomer either.
Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to cross it out because that's very significant.
Right.
Because you can't
cut your payas even.
You can't cut off your payas, and even if you're not mourning.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. V'halo af Yisrael who's haru al kach. Is it not even a Jew?
Yeah, were not even regular Jews warned about this?
Warned concerning this. In other words, nobody can do this. It's not just a Kohen.
Right.
Ella, but Lefi she ne'emar b'Yisrael, because it says
regarding
Israel, a non Kohen, Bain einechem, between your eyes.
Right.
So for a Yisrael, it's worded differently. It says you shouldn't make a bald spot between your eyes. Here it says you shouldn't make a bald spot on your head. Yachol, one might be able to think, Lo Yehei Chayav al Kol Harosh.
I might think if you make a bald patch anywhere else on the head, not between the eyes, then you would not be chayav. That's what I would have thought from there.
Not be chayav. One might think that you could make a bald spot somewhere else on the head, and you'd be okay. Talmud Lomar, therefore, it teaches us Barosh Sham on their heads. V'yilamdu Yisrael mi kohanim. to teach us that it's for a Yisrael from a Kohen.
Sorry?
Mi Kohanim. What's the mem doing there? Does it mean from?
Yeah, we learn out Yisrael from Kohanim.
We learn out Yisrael from Kohanim. B'gezerah shava, by a gezerah shava, a similar use of a word in two different places.
Right. It's really a, what you call it? I have a word for it. Well, let me see what I wrote over here. Gzera Shava. I use the word Gzera Shava. There's a word for it. So there's a proper word for it in English. Okay.
So Emor kan haracha
Karcha.
Karcha. It says here bald spot. V'ne'emar lehalan b'Yisrael karcha, and it says later on about a Yisrael bald spot. Ma kan kol harosh, just as here we know that it's all of the head because it says rosh. Af lahalan, so further on, kol harosh b'mashma. All of the head, it is, we derive.
Right.
Kol makom sheyik rach barosh.
Any place where you make a bald patch on the head.
Right. Any place where you make a bald spot on the head. Uma lahalan, and just as below.
Elsewhere, right?
What?
It refers to Almes.
Yeah, it's talking about in mourning. Af kan, so here also Almes in mourning.
Right.
Oof.
Now, okay, so that's one thing. So this first thing, so as the karch is concerned, it's only forbidden for doing it in mourning for a dead person. Okay. Now, next thing, Ufasakonam lo yigalechu.
Ufa'as zakanam lo yigalechu. They shall not cut their payas.
Right, the corner literally means the corner of their beards.
The corner.
Now, by the way, this is not actually referring to
the edge of the beard, which I don't, doesn't make any sense to me at all. But corner.
Can I make a point here, Lou? If you go back to last week's Parsha, where it mentions this thing, you're going to see this thing. Might as well have to see it anyway. Where is it? We go back to chapter 19, Pasuk 27.
Chapter 19. 19, Yud Tet, 27, Kaf Zion. (28), 27. Okay, Kaf Zion. Lo Sakifu As Rosh Chem Velo tashchis ace as zikanecha. So it means do not round. Okay, the pa'as, it says edge, but that means payas, that means the corner, right? Pa'as is the same word as paya?
Yeah. So you see this. So what I want to point out is that you see there's two prohibitions mentioned in that pasuk. You mustn't encircle, right, the corner of your head.
Encircle.
Which
Oh,
means,
that's a nice word. So
yeah,
you're saying sakfu is encircle?
Sakifu. Sakifu means to make into a circle.
Circle.
Right? To round off. So basically what it means is, what the Issa Doraisa is to make a person makes his hairstyle, right? That as similar to what the monks have, right?
Right.
Okay, that the mamish make like their hair in a circle.
Right.
That at the corners, yeah, just 1 second, I can actually see you. Hold on a second. So the corners, the mamish rounded off, that their hair grows like this. I mean, it's like a total thing like this. And this whole section they shave off. That's what the Torah is telling you, you must not do. Because that's the way of the priests, that they do that in that way.
Right. And then tashchis is to cut with a razor?
Well, it literally means to destroy. They destroy at the corner of your beard, which implies to cut it in a way that you are destroying the hair. Which Chazal mean, if you do it by way of a razor, that the razor cuts the skin so close, cuts the hair so close that there's nothing left of the hair above the surface of the skin. When you cut it so close, that is called hashchosas hasar, destroying the hair. And that is forbidden. But one is allowed to cut the hair of the beard as long as it's not derech hashchosa, in the way of destroying the hair.
But it's not really destroying the hair, because people who shave with a razor, the hair grows back.
Yes, that's how. So I was careful to word my sentence. Destroy the hair above the surface of the skin.
Right.
You're not destroying the hair totally.
If you cut it with a scissors, so if there's a little bit of hair, then that's not called destroying it, because there's something above the skin.
There's something still above the surface of the skin. But when you take a razor and you cut the hair so close to the skin that there's no hair above the surface of the skin at all, that is hashchosas hasar. That's destroying the hair.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay. So let's see. We were in the Rashi.
Mayor, we can't see you. Is that intentional?
Hi, Mayor.
That's funny because my
1 second.
You just muted yourself.
okay.
Now you're not muted, but we can't see you.
Yeah, my screen is black.
Yeah, it's funny.
But anyway, as they say, black is beautiful.
Yeah, I guess in America they say that.
But you know what, Emor, I think you look more beautiful when we can see your face.
Well, I could try this sign in again, maybe.
No, I wouldn't bother. We don't have much time.
I know it's getting towards the end. Okay.
10 minutes.
We're on chapter 21, verse 5. We're in the middle of the Rashi.
Oh, okay. Very good. Thank you.
Okay, so they shall not shave the corner of their beard, lefi shene'emar, as it says.
No, since it says lefi, since it says b'Yisrael.
Since it says, b'Yisrael, concerning a non-Kohen, velo sash peace, and you shall not destroy. Yachol lik to, one might be able to think that if he plucked out
with a melakit,
b'mal kate urehi, with a malkate or rehitani.
Right.
My English says these are two implements used for smoothing the skin by removing the hair.
Okay. So by the way, melakit means like not pliers is the right word. What do you call it?
Tweezers.
Tweezers. Okay.
And a rehitani.
Rehitani is, I can't remember. Let's see how I translated it. Or a plane.
Plane.
You know, a plane is you take a plane like
you used to plane wood to smooth wood.
Yeah.
It's got like a razor sticking down from a flat piece of metal.
Correct.
Go. So it's like there are shavers like that. There are electric.
Yeah, right. I'm saying, but it's like a razor. It's basically doing the same process as a razor, but it's not using the type of in a way that the razor cuts. Razor mamash cuts up to the skin mamash, whereas this plane, I'm not sure whether the play is because it doesn't cut so close, or it's not the way of shaving. People don't normally use a plane to shave their beards.
Right. Well, I would imagine that the plane would cut closer because it pushes the skin down, causing the hair to pop up, and then when it cuts it's cutting the hair actually a little bit lower into the skin.
Maybe, but I think the part is because it's using an implement, using an instrument, which is not the way normally people use for shaving.
Right. Does that make it better or worse?
That makes it better because it's not done in the normal way.
Ah, okay. So Yachol.
That's what the Tapas is coming to tell you here. Coming to lo yegalechu.
Where are you? You lost me.
Yeah. Yochel lokta b'melaket urhitani yechayev. The kachnema. You have it in the Rashi?
Oh, okay. You went on. Let me catch up to you. That he should be liable. You might think that if you cut with the tweezers or a plane, he would be liable. The Chach Ne'amar. This is why it says lo yigalehu. They shall not shave.
But it's going to be in the way of shaving.
Right, to teach us that she'eno chayev. He's not chayev. Ella al devar, rather, except if in a matter ha karui giluach, which is termed shaving. That's what you were saying, the normal way of shaving.
Right.
And what?
And v'yesh bo hashchosa. And also it's shaving away.
And has in it destruction.
Right. It means it,
ta'ar.
And that's only by way of a razor. Because razor fulfills both conditions. It cuts very close that it can just totally destroys the hair above the skin. And number two,
It's the normal way of
shaving. Also, it's the normal way of shaving.
Right. Uviv saram lo yisratu sarates. And in their flesh they shall not cut a laceration. Lefi shene'amar b'Yisrael, since it says for a non-Kohen, the seret, the seret la nefesh lo sitnu, you shall not make a cut over your soul.
For a soul.
For a soul. Yachol, one might be able to think that sarat mesh saritos, if he made 5 scratches for one dead person, lo yehe chayav ella echat, he would only be liable for one. Talmud Lomar, the verse therefore teaches us, lo yisritu sirates, they shall not cut a laceration, lechayev al kol sirita usirita, to make one liable for each and every cut, each and every laceration. Sheteva zo v'seira hi. For the word serates is extra, superfluous.
Right.
Lidrosh. And that's for us to be able to expound. Shehaya lo lichtov. For it should have written.
Just lo yisratu. The words.
Lo yisratu. You should not
make a laceration. Right, you mustn't cut.
Vani yodea, and I would know shehi sirates, that you can't lacerate.
No, sarates means it's referring to making a cut.
A cut.
Right? Making a laceration. So therefore, the term sarates is coming to tell you that for each laceration, for each cut, he's chayav.
Right. Right. All right. We have a minute and a half. If you want to read 6, Mary.
Yeah. Okay. 6. Let's see the pasuk. Bob.
Kedoshim yiyu.
Kedoshim yiyu lelokehem. V'lo yichal lelu shem Elokehem. Ki et ishay Hashem lechem Elokehem. Hey makrivin v'hayu Odesh. Okay, so they should be holy to Hashem, or to their God. Okay, and they shall not desecrate his name. Okay, for the offerings of Hashem, the food of their God they offer, they must remain holy.
They must be holy. They
must be holy. Okay.
We'll carry on tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Okay. Thank you. Hopefully tomorrow you'll see me.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mayor. I've got to get better at noticing